What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown series of Lake Chickamauga out in Tennessee. We have been busting this thing out, I think 3 or 4 videos so far, and then we started the midsection. We're actually on the second video of the midsection to go through on the Google Earth side. All kinds of good stuff on this lake. I can't wait to go fish it sometime in my life. It's definitely on my bucket list. Let's go see what we found. Welcome back to the Chickamauga Lake Breakdown series. We have been doing a lot of videos on these, so if you've missed any of them, please make sure to go out and look at the Lake Breakdown playlist on our channel on Simplistic Fishing, and you will find the different videos that we've done. We actually started up here in the upper section of Chickamauga, went up here, went down the river, on this side, then came up the Tennessee River on this side. That was 2 or 3 different videos. So if you missed those, definitely go check those out. And then we moved down to the midsection on our last video and started at the highway right there, Highway 60, and worked our way down all the way down to about this point right in here, which is where we're going to start today. We'll cover this side, we'll go all the way down, then we'll work our way back up on the midsection. Now, we also have another section of this lake as well, which is the south section, so we have everything covered. Let's break down how we have this midsection broken out really quick, just to show you how everything is sorted here and kind of give you an idea of what you would get if you ordered the waypoints for this lake from Simplistic Fishing. So first off, we do separate everything based on whatever it is that we find. So in this case, we found quite a bit of stuff, definitely up and down the lake or up and down the river here. So the first thing is going to be channels and ditches. Now, these are different channels and ditches. These little green lines, which are paths, these are channels and ditches that we were able to find by basically pulling the water down. So we'll talk about those as we move through. We've also got a lot of different cover and debris. That's going to be laydowns, man-made structure, little points and stuff to take a look at, tires, brush, I mean, just all kinds of stuff to take a look at. We've also got ponds and some ditches as well that we weren't able to mark with tracks because there's a limit to how many tracks we can do. But we definitely marked all those for you. You can see those here on the screen. Then we've also got grass beds. Now, up on the northern section, there weren't as many grass beds, but in this midsection, you definitely start to see a lot more opportunities to fish around the grass. And so we have all those grass beds marked for you as well. Then we switch over and we go over to offshore, which we'll actually use the Navionics mobile app to talk to you guys about these spots. These spots are going to be spots that we were able to locate based on the contours of the lake that should be high percentage areas for those fish to be attracted to. We've also got all kinds of different boat ramps that are out there. If you've never watched any of the lake breakdown videos that I've done, I'm a big fan of fishing around boat ramps. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, it is a money pattern certain times of the year. So you've got all these boat ramps that are out there. The other good thing about this is knowing where all the boat ramps are is if you have any boat trouble or anything like that, you know where the nearest ramp is to you. We've also got several different areas where we found rock. Now, these can be rock formations, big boulders, rock piles, rock off points, just all kinds of different areas where we found rock. And if you are a bass fisherman, you know that if you can find the rock, you can probably find the bass. And then last but not least, we do have several different TVA brush piles. We talked about them in the last video. They were more up towards that Highway 60, but we'll circle back and probably talk about them again. But there's a bunch right here in this little section. Those are great places to find crappie. Also, great places to find bass because the bass love to eat the crappie. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and just select all of this stuff. We're going to select everything except for the offshore stuff. We're going to take that off because we'll talk about that in a later video. And then what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to go up here to view and I'm going to take off the sidebar so we can have a full view of what's going on here. And then just like we always do, I know we're going to start right here off of this point. So I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. Off this point right here is where we're going to start. We're going to work our way up and then come back down. The best image that I could find for this lake was really around 2014. Now, 2013 has a pretty decent image as well, so we'll probably switch back and forth between 2013 and 2014. But sometimes 2013 works, and then other times I've got to switch it back to 2014. So just kind of bear with me as we go through this. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Again, we're going to start on this point. We talked a lot about it at the end of the last video. We're going to go up this pocket or creek, whatever you want to call it, and then we're going to come back down and keep working our way down the west side. And then hopefully, once we get down to the midsection, we'll circle back and start coming up that east side. So you've got a really good point here. We talked about this, really good point with rock. Well, as you come inside of this point, you're also going to notice a lot more rock right in here. Now, this appears to be a creek channel swing, actually. So it's swinging up against this side. Notice how it's all eroded out. You're really exposing a lot of the rocks. So this area in here, basically from the lay down to that rock, that's going to be a high percentage area to try to find fish. It's a creek channel swing. It's got cover on it, lay down, stuff like that. Could be a really good one. Now, as we move a little bit further up here, we've got a little boat ramp that's there, some really shallow rock. This looks like an old ramp or something. I have no idea what it is, but a big concrete structure that's out there. So definitely something that you're going to want to go look around. It's just like the ramps. It looks like a big ramp. Those are going to be really good places to go try to find fish. Now, one spot we didn't mark that you could check out too while you're up in here is this looks like right here. You may have a little rock right in here too, so you could check out that spot. Now let's move back up and kind of go up the river here. As we get up in here, obviously when we get around these areas where we've got main boat ramp here, but we've got lots of rocks, lots of maybe not rocks, but more, well, it is rocks, but it's riprap. Anytime you get around the riprap and you get a bridge like this, that is a very, very, very high percentage area to go take a look at. So you definitely want to go look at that. And then let's take a look at this structure, because this could be like a swimming area or something. Not sure what it is, but let's go ahead and move up the water. It is a swimming area. So you could maybe fish on the outside edges of this, if that actually goes all the way down to the bottom of that structure. But if not, probably just stay away from it. So let's go back to 2013. And let's keep moving on up. Now you can see here along this bank line, we got a little bit of scattered rock and stuff that you can check out here. And then as you move further up, you've got some laydowns that are laying down here and some rock that's mixed in. So you can definitely look in here. This would be a pretty decent little area to look at. Now let's keep moving up. Let's go on up here and see what else we can find. When we get up here off these 2 points, there's a little bit of shallow rock that's right in here that you can see. Let me pull that up a little bit. You can see that rock right in there, just around that dock. There's a little bit more right in there too, nothing too crazy. But what I really like is this point. This point's got a really good hard spot on top of it, lots of good rock. It just looks like a really, really, really good point to be fishing around. So I would definitely go look at that. Between the creek channel swing we saw at the beginning of the pocket, when we came in there, the riprap around the bridges, and that point, those are probably going to be 3 of the best spots I think we've talked about so far. We've also got some more rock up in here, some more laydowns, and then as you get up in here, just some creek channels and stuff you could go check out. Some pretty decent little creeks coming through here. And then when you get up here, here's your main creek arm or river arm. It's kind of hard to follow. It kind of splits right here. We've marked it down here, but you could also come up here. So maybe fishing around that point or fishing this bank line in here could be a pretty decent little bank line to fish as well. Now we're going to move on down. Let me show you guys where I'm at. We're just inside this pocket, right? We're just moving our way back down. But as we move back down here, obviously got some boat docks. You don't have too many boat docks in this lake, so you can definitely check that out. But between these boat docks, we've got a little bit of rock that's in there. Obviously, this is a creek channel swing as well. You can just tell by the way that the bank line sets up. So you've got a creek channel swing that's coming in here somewhere, and it's hitting right around here, right around these docks. So, we didn't put a mark out there, but those are high percentage docks. I mean, the bait and everything is flowing right to them. So definitely want to take a look at those docks, especially these over here, these 3 right in here. Those are going to be really high percentage, and that entire bank line right there will be a high percentage area. That boat ramp too, that boat ramp could be money just based on where it's set up at and the fact that it probably doesn't get a lot of activity. It's a little neighborhood ramp. That can just be a really, really good place to fish. So again, we talked about the 3 spots already that I liked. This would be the 4th spot that I would definitely pay attention to. So let's keep moving down here. Let's talk about what else we can find here. Here we've got some rock here. We got a little busted boat dock that's here. So we called it structure, but basically man-made structure or debris, whatever you want to call it. But those are always good places to go fish around when you can find a busted up dock like that. You've also got some rock around these points you could take a look at. Some more rock here too. A little bit more. These are just shallow little rocky areas. But get up there with the square bill or something like that and pound those little areas, and you'd be surprised at what you can find. You've also get up in here. You've got some more just shallow rock right there. Some more shallow rock right in here. This is just kind of like little riprap stuff. Now these trees could be potential laydowns as well. So if you do come back here, you've got 1, 2, 3, about 4 different trees there that if they're still there, they would be really good laydowns to fish around. So hit up that rock and then hit these laydowns right here. You might have some success. And then notice this creek channel that comes through here. It swings down and it comes right underneath these docks. So if you really wanted to do some investigating, I would say go back in here and fish the insides of this dock that's in here, as long as it's allowed in Tennessee. I know in Texas we can fish wherever we want, but not sure if you can do that in Tennessee. But if you can, you definitely want to fish up in here closer towards the creek channel. Now let's move on down. We already talked about the riprap around the bridges. So now we're going to move down a little bit further. This is another one of those areas where it looks like a swimming area, where I can't tell if this stuff floats or if this is a wall. So if these swimming areas are actually like a wall, which almost looks like a concrete wall that they put there, the outside edge, not fishing the swimming area, but fish outside the swimming area as long as you can. I don't know if it's allowed. Fish alongside that structure that's there, whatever it is that they've built there. That could be pretty good. You got some decent rocks that are around this point. A couple laydowns that you saw there, but really these are just rocky areas. Right here, look at this. This is just like just one section of just big, chunky, nice, juicy looking rock to fish around. So definitely a good spot to go look at. You got more rock right in here as well, all along this bank line, just kind of riprap to protect these docks and the land that's there. Some more rock in here, but all that stuff just looks good. It just looks like a really good spot for you to go take a look at. And then we swing on down. There's that river channel swing area, and now we're back out to the main river here. So let's keep moving on down and see what else we can find in this area. So we moved down. We talked about that point, right? That's where we started. So I'm going to come over here, and we get over here. This pocket, this could be a good little spawning pocket. It faces kind of northwest, so it's a really good setup. It looks fairly shallow, has a decent little ditch in it as well. You can see the ditch going on here, and it's got a little bit of rock around it too. And then this dock that's here has some really good rock around it, and that is just a really good looking dock. The way it sets up, it's really close to the main river channel. It's got points by it. It's got another creek channel coming out. That is going to be a very good dock to go look at. You've also just got more rocks all along this bank line. You can see where we just marked them. These are just shallow, rocky areas. So we did ahead and just marked again. If you're on that shallow water crankbait bite, and they're attracted to the rock, and you can really get a shallow water crankbait run going. I mean, you could start here on this dock and just work the back sides of these docks and hit those rocks and probably have some success there as well. We've got some more riprap all going along here. That's mainly what most of this rock is. Nothing really too crazy, no big piles or anything like that. But if we get here, notice where it says structure. So if I move this up to 2014, you can see that there's something going on right in there. Now 2013, it didn't show much. Let's move this up to 2016. Now you can see a little bit more. So there's something going on right in here. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely worth taking a look at. Then let's move on back here. We've got several different ramps that are back here, so you can take a look at all these ramps that are there. We've also got some rock that's back in here as well you could look at. And then when we get out here off this point, some pretty good little laydowns that are over here. It's a nice little group of them with a little bit of rock underneath that last one that's out there. But just that little area right there, that could be juicy. If we pull that up to 2019, let's go back 2020 maybe, you can see that all of that stuff is totally submerged. That's going to be a good spot, a good high percentage area to try to find something. Let's keep moving down. We got a nice little rocky point here. You can take a look at that point. Got some laydowns that are back here as well. Some more rock. You can see that just these little areas of rock. It's like sandy rock. Those are good spots to try to find them. More rock, more laydowns, a little bit more rock, another boat ramp that's back there, kind of a little individual boat ramp. And then now we're going to get in here And we're going to go up this little creek channel up here and see what's in here. So let's go ahead and take a look. I was going to see what this was called. I think it was called Saudi Daisy Park. So that area is where we're at right there. We're going to start to go inside that point and see what we can find. Now, these main lake points like this, anytime you see them and they've got that rock on them, those are great spots to go look for fish. I mean, main lake points obviously are just easy places to be able to locate fish when you're struggling. So this point again just looks good with all of that cover that's over off the top of it. Now moving on down here, you do have some laydowns. You got some more rock around. This appears to be a boat ramp or something. Not sure what it is, but got pretty good rock around it. You've also got some more rock that's up in here in this area. And in these little pockets, these definitely could be little spawning pockets, right? They're facing north. They're pretty well protected. Definitely some pockets you want to go look in the springtime and see if there's anything in there. And then as they move out, maybe they'll relate more to the stuff that we're marking for you guys here. We've also got some more rocks in here. We got some brush that's back here and some rocks. You can take a look at that. Lots of riprap all around this Shady Grove boat ramp. There's the boat ramp there as well. And then as we move on up here, some more rock. As you get in here, basically nothing on this bank line. And then you get right here and you get in some pretty heavy looking rock that's right in here. And it looks like it may go all the way to like where that little bluff wall is right there. So right in this area right there. And moving up, we're not going to see too much up in here, just some boat ramps and a little channel that was up here that we marked for you. I didn't see too much else to mark in there. And we do have some pretty big laydowns that are right here. Got one here, and you could actually move over and find a couple more as long as they're still there. Sometimes the homeowners will clean those up and they won't be there anymore. We've also got more laydowns through here, more off the edge of that point. And then as we move further back, we've got even more laydowns right in this area. So you can see a pretty good little stretch. You can kind of fish from this point to here and fish those laydowns. In fact, you've got quite a few. I mean, we couldn't mark every single one of them, but here's another decent stretch too. These may be a little bit more shallow than what you see right there, but could definitely be worth taking a look at. And then as you come up here, this is going to be your main creek channel coming down. So we've kind of got that marked for you guys. It's kind of hard to tell because it breaks off again, just like that other one. But one spot that we didn't have marked here that I would definitely go and pay some attention to is going to be right here. Notice this creek channel comes down right here, and this one does too. And they kind of meet right in this section, and it looks like they slam up against this section right in here. So that's going to be your creek channel swing, and that's going to be a really good area to look around. Basically, start right here and just work that whole square right in there and see what you can find in that area. You got some rock and riprap. It's all around this roadway. You've got some brush and some structure that's out here off of this little whatever it is, little point comes out here, and you got a little creek or a little ditch that comes through here too. You've got another one right here as well. Another ditch that's back in here. This looks kind of really shallow and shady looking and all that, but I'm telling you, there's probably going to be some fish back there, especially when it comes time to spawn. And in the springtime, that is a very well protected area. I can see them getting back in there. All right, let's move on out of there and let's come on down off the point. As we come off there, we've got these docks that are out here. Obviously got some pretty decent bluff walls or something going on that side, but some pretty good rock that's over there by those docks. Moving on down, just some more shallow, rocky areas. You can see them here, nothing too crazy. Now, off this point, though, we've got some really good laydowns all around this little point right in here. You've even got a little more right in here or something. If that laydown thing's really going on, like you come up here at this point and you're just slamming them, and they're all over every laydown you can find. You've got quite a few laydowns in this whole area that you could go check out. So could be a good spot. Got a ramp back in here, another little creek channel that comes through here with some riprap and rock along there and some rock in there as well. I kind of like this little spot back in here. It's kind of hidden, pretty well protected. Then we're going to move up. We're going to come on out. We've got the rocks behind the docks, a couple different areas there where we're able to see it on the imaging. And then we get over here by Steve's Landing. And we've got, if you can get up in here, again, I don't know what your rules are for fishing around the marinas in Tennessee, but we've got some rock up here as well that you could check out. Fishing around those docks and stuff like that could be decent. Got a ramp here, some more rock, another little ditch or a channel that comes right through here. Not sure if it'd be any good. I mean, this doesn't really look like a really high percentage area, but you do have some stuff that you could take a look at, some shallow rock, maybe some stumps out there off the edge of the point too that you could look at. Nothing too crazy right in that spot. Moving down here, got really nice riprap going along all this service road or technical road, whatever it is. Got a really good riprap along that area as well. Then obviously, you know, you got a little pinch point coming through there. Coming down, you got another marina down here, the Shady Grove Harbor. I didn't see anything around there that we could really mark for you. But as you get out here, you do have a little tire wall, and those things can be absolutely fire with spinnerbaits. So you want to go check those out for sure, especially if it's still there. And then the rock off that point looks good. You even got some more rock here off this point too. So if this is good, switch over here and check out this little spot right in here too, because you do have a little bit of shallow rock there. And then we're going to come out here, back out to the main point. Here's some more laydowns. We've got more rock that's along here as well that we marked for you guys. A couple more spots for some laydowns as well. So it really depends on if you're fishing that main river wall. You could just stop and spend some more time where those areas are that we're marking stuff for you. You've got some more laydowns up here, and then off of this point right here, a really good rocky point. Again, it's facing, it's right off the main river channel, so it's going to be a good point. And the fact that it has cover on it makes it even better. So definitely want to fish right in here around this point. Got some rocks that are back in here too, some more rocks in there. This dock, why are we pointing out this dock? Well, it's kind of isolated. I mean, it does have one right there, but it's kind of isolated. And it's got a creek channel that comes through here and the main river channel. So it just means, hey, that's going to be a good dock. So you definitely want to go fish that dock. You got a brush pile that's out here alongside the dock as well. And then it got some more laydowns in here that we may be able to see if we move that date around. But I don't want to confuse you guys with the imaging, but check right in there and just see where those laydowns are. Another isolated dock here, right? All by itself. Setting up pretty nicely. I mean, this is the main river channel, so it's not right on the river channel, but it's right off the point. Good looking dock to go take a look at. Some pretty good little ditches and channels that are back here too. Nice little protected flat that's back in there. And then as we swing around, we got the outside here. This little point right here has got some really good rock on it. So definitely go look at that. And then moving here, you've got basically this is a bluff wall, but you've got really good rock all around it. So I'd fish this whole area basically from that ramp all the way over to here. You've got just really good rock, riprap, whatever you want to call it, but really good places to look. And then you got grass that's back here in this pocket too, which that to me just makes it even more fun. So let's go ahead and stop right there. We stopped at that grass bed that's right here in this area. So we'll start right here on this ramp the next time. So in the next video, when we come back, we'll start at that ramp and we'll continue working our way down the midsection and then start to work our way back up until we cover this entire area. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go out and check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We have all these waypoints formatted to where they will put it, where you can put them on an SD card and then put them directly into your graph. So when you're out there fishing, you're going to know exactly where everything is in the lake and really be able to break it down and pattern the fish very quickly. So go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. Get your card today. And until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.